MMA Now, powered by Film On TV Network.
Right here, we're in Las Vegas, Nevada, fight capital of the world, and we're joined with Tyler McCreary, Sonny Fredrickson, and the champ.
The champ.
Let's start first with Tyler. It's a big stage, big lights. Obviously, big lights for Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev, but for you yourself, fighting on the undercard, is there added pressure for you fighting on Saturday night?
Yeah, it's a little pressure. I'm a little nervous, but it's nothing that I can't handle. This is what I train for. This is what I work to do. This is a dream for me. This is what I want to do.
But right to your right is the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That doesn't make you nervous at all?
It sounds strange, but nah, because I want to be in his shoes one day. I mean,
I hope you want to impress me.
Yeah, definitely want to impress him.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna impress him.
That's right.
But yeah.
And Sonny, for you, you guys are both from Toledo, Ohio. It seems to be a lot of fighters from out there. You have Sean Porter right now, but we were just out there with Ray Boom Boom Mancini. What is it about Ohio that brings out boxing?
I think it's just everybody over there, they're trying to impress, and every state, of course, has great fighters, but pretty much you're hungry. Fighters are hungry coming out of Ohio, and they're hungry coming out of Toledo. Try to impress everybody.
And same question for you. Toledo, Ohio is a long way from Las Vegas, Nevada. Bright lights. You got Sin City. Is there any temptations that come up for you for a young fighter?
Oh, no, there's no temptations. I came here to do one thing, and that's to get a win and impress everybody so I can have this opportunity and bigger opportunities in the future off of this fight. So this is nothing but a stepping stone for me to get to where I need to be.
And Lennox, for you, boxing, the fans don't like to see fights that go the distance. I mean, right now, the heavyweight division is in disarray because there's no KO boxers, and for these young guys that are coming up, if they're not knocking people out, they're not putting people in the seats. What is it about the fans that want to see that TKO or KO?
Well, fans, they get bored real quick. They want to see action. That's why, UFC's taking off, because there's like a lot of action all over the place. Pretty scrappy, but, boxing's a great sport because there's only one discipline. The discipline is you can only use your hands. And, there's guys out there, they can't use their hands as well as boxers, so they have to wrestle. They have to do the other things. But it's a unique boxer that can use their hands very, very well. And this is how we make our living at. And this is what we do we have to protect ourselves with our hands. And we have to protect our hands too. So it's very important.
Tyler's 11-0, Sonny's 14-0. Do you remember being in their shoes of that grind of coming up and not being a multimillionaire?
Yeah, I mean, I remember my 14th fight. It was against Gary Mason. It was for the British title. And people, there was newspaper reporters saying, "Oh, it's too early for him. Too early for him. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose." And I'm reading all this, and I'm like, "Nah, these guys don't know what they're talking about." If my mind wasn't strong, I would have been believing these press people telling me that I was gonna lose. So I knew it was the right time. I knew I was gonna win, and it was the right time, and I did win. So, the biggest thing in your life right now is self-belief. You got to believe in yourself and don't let anybody bring you down. Whatever you believe is what you believe.
And for these guys, again, going through what they're going through right now, does that bring back, do you have any memories, or was it so long ago?
No, I'm saying that was a memory. The fact that, it was my 14th fight and the press was saying I was going to lose. And, I had so much belief in myself, and I went out there and I won, and that was my 14th fight. So I felt good about, getting over that hump. These guys, this is his 14th, 12th fight?
This is my 14th.
Oh, 14th, 12th?
That's my 15th fight.
This is a hump for you guys because you guys are, you're on your first paid per view fight, and you don't want this to be your last. So you're focused on going out there and impressing and winning. You want that phone call to come next time and say, "Hey, you look pretty good on the last card, man. They want to put you on again, and they've got a different opponent for you." That's what you want to hear. This is your life right now, and you take it very serious. When he was asking you about do you think about the lights out there? Nobody's thinking about that type of thing at this point. And it was interesting because when I was fighting, I never seen all this. I never seen, what Vegas was like. It was after my career where I went to other fights. I was able to, hey, wow, this is all over this place. People were coming up to me and saying, hey, Lennox, I was at your fight, this and that, and we had such a great time and this and that. I wasn't able to experience it, but I would experience it through other people.
And this is a question for all three of you. Right now, it's people that talk that seem to be getting a lot of big paydays and the money, the Mayweathers, McGregors in MMA. Is that something that they need to do? Do you think it's something that you guys need to do to talk a good talk in order to reach the top?
I was going to say, it's a process. Them doing this is getting experience. Every time they do it, they get better at doing it. So, and that's why I said, you get better at doing it, just keep doing it, and you become accustomed to it. And, I'll tell you, when they put a mic in front of me one time, they said, well, how do you feel about your fight? Good. Well, did you work hard to reach here? Yeah. It was like that all through the whole, but after my 10th one, I feel really good about my fight. He caught me with a few shots. I started talking more, so all it is experience.
So you think with them gaining experience here, because when you were thrown in the limelight when you were Tyson, I mean, you called everyone out. You came to that stage where you were threw out the gauntlet for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you got, like I said, self-belief is one thing, and you got to have that because nobody wants to believe what you believe. It's up to you to make them believe. When they see it enough, then they start believing. You start making a believer out of them. So, that's what it takes just to be focused, believe in what you're doing. You got to talk. These guys out there are talking. A lot of people used to say about me, I'm a quiet champion, because people used to come up to me and say, I'm going to knock you out, I'm going to do this and do that. I wouldn't say anything because mentally, I'm knocking you out, But now, as I got older, I started saying it more. So if that's what you believe, say it, tell him, Or if you don't think you're going to knock him out, if you think it's going to be a hard fight, say it's going to be a hard fight. That guy's a hard guy, man. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to try.
We interviewed Stitcher earlier where he said 98% of the fighters in the gyms are broke. It's only the 2% that are making good money. With so many pro boxers out there, you guys are competing against literally hundreds of other guys. How can you see talent? And for you guys, is that in the back of your mind of how am I going to make $1 million, or is it just one fight at a time?
You want me to answer it? I think I'm going to take it one fight at a time. If the money's going to come when it comes and when it's ready to come. So as long as I get my wins and as long as I win, that's all that matters to me. And everything else will come. It'll fall into place.
That's right.
Yeah, it's basically the same with me. I'm taking it one fight at a time, staying patient, and getting the job done each fight. That's all that matters. Like Lennox Lewis said earlier, it's not about the money. It's about the fights. It's about getting the job done.
So there's no pressure for your family taking care of you. That's something I hear a lot. I want to buy my mom a house. I want to take care of my family.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the plan in the long run. I mean, I can't do it now, but I plan on doing it later on. Definitely get my mom that big house, buy my coach that big house, give everybody right. But in the meantime, I gotta take care of myself first.
And lastly, how can you tell talent out of these two guys that are climbing up in the rankings? How can you see, okay, this guy's gonna make it and this guy's not gonna make it? Well, what is it? Is there something you see from a certain fighter?
Well, you know what? They've made it this far already, and that's the first hurdle. It's not an easy road to the top. There's gonna be potholes, there's gonna be bends, there's gonna be bumps, but you still gotta keep moving, keep climbing that hill to the top until you're successful. So it's never an easy, straight road.
And last question for just you three is MMA and boxing seem to be coming at a collision course where there's a banter back and forth between Mayweather and McGregor, or which sport is better. Even Captain Duval was up there and said, go watch the fight Saturday night to kind of combat MMA, which I thought was a bad analogy because you want to see a fight because it's a good fight, not because you're trying to beat out another sport. Do you see that collision course coming? Can MMA and boxing compete with each other?
You know what? I got to answer that. Sorry, fellas, I got to crush that one. Because, MMA, they're brothers in arms, in essence. They're into a fighting sport, we're in a fighting sport. Their fighting sports, different rules. Our fighting sports, different rules. Remember, boxing, you can only use your hands. It's only one discipline, and it takes special people to be able to do that. In MMA, that's what they do. That's their fighting sport. We're the brothers in the same sport, so there's no collision. If they want to meet up, I don't know how that's gonna work. You got a boxer, which is an expert with his hands and movement, against another guy, which is an expert with his hands and his feet. Now he has to break down and just use one discipline, his hands. It's gonna be difficult for him to do that. He won't be able to last against a man that can, all he uses purely his hands.
Well, I mean, because the media has been saying that Mayweather-McGregor, that McGregor has a chance in pure boxing against
No.
after his last knockout.
No, preposterous.
We wish you guys best of luck this Saturday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.